The anointed ones are to be welcomed. However, when the numbers do not add up, it is evident that the equation has been altered. Welcome back, chosen ones. Have you noticed how life's mathematics no longer seems to align? It is as if you are seated in a classroom, observing the chalkboard, yet the instructor has overlooked explaining how 2 plus 2 can suddenly equal 5. This prompts a sense of suspicion, as it appears that the tables have turned, and the very systems that were once designed to contain them are now showing signs of strain. It is important to note that history has consistently underestimated those who do not conform to societal norms. However, the underestimated individuals are precisely the ones who should have been paying attention. The very ones who used to question the status quo are now questioning themselves. They are now scrambling, with no answer key in sight. It is their turn to feel the heat, and the math still isn't adding up. Let us examine the reasons why the situation is shifting in your favor, why the game is rigged in reverse now, and perhaps even find humor in the fact that the old guard has miscalculated significantly. At the top, the powers that were never had control. They had illusion. For years, those who held the so-called power were, the notion of authority was a mere mirage, a carefully constructed facade, perpetuated by those who, for years, misguidedly dismissed the chosen ones as inconsequential. They employed smoke and mirrors to distract the masses, maintaining their illusion of control. However, a paradigm shift has occurred, exposing their fallacy. The tables have turned, unveiling a stark reality that is indisputable and discomforting. The notion of power held by the group in question is illusory, not actual. They believed they could manipulate and contain the chosen ones, dismissing them as insignificant while using smoke and mirrors to keep everyone distracted. However, the tables have turned, and the truth, stripped down and undeniable, has become uncomfortable for those who previously thought they held all the cards. This change is not subtle. It is not a quiet shift that people can ignore. The old guard is watching their influence slip, realizing they never held as much power as they had convinced themselves they did. They relied on keeping people in a fog, thinking they could control what everyone saw and believed. However, chosen ones see beyond the illusion. They can spot what is real from what is simply the status quo has been overturned, and the powers that be are no longer in control. Those who believed they had all the cards have lost their grip on power. This shift is not subtle. It is not a quiet change that can be ignored. The old guard is watching its influence wane, realizing that it never held as much power as it had led itself to believe. It relied on keeping people in a fog, thinking it could control what everyone saw and believed. However, chosen ones can see beyond the illusion, recognizing what is real and what is constructed lies. This is a threat to the illusion because once seen, it can't be unseen. Those who thought they would forever be in charge are now scrambling, trying to reinforce the same tricks they once used to keep others beneath them. But these tricks are outdated, worn thin, and obvious to anyone who's truly awake. Their influence is evaporating like mist in the sunlight. It's becoming clear that they were never as powerful as they seemed, and chosen ones are no longer buying into their game. So now, they're not just facing a loss of the chosen ones are facing exposure. Their tactics, once effective, are no longer viable. The tables have truly turned, and the chosen ones are no longer mere observers. They have become catalysts for the collapse of a power that was never real to begin with. Second, all of the chosen one strategies are obsolete. They have exhausted all possible tactics. They have used manipulation, deceit, and mind games. For a long time, these tactics seemed to work. They kept people off balance, controlled, and even questioning their own value. But now, all of these tactics are no longer effective. The efficacy of these strategies is waning, and their intended targets are no longer susceptible to their influence. The dynamic has shifted, rendering the tactics that once yielded results, such as confusion or intimidation, seemingly futile and even desperate in their current context. This shift can be likened to an individual attempting to navigate a city with an outdated map, a scenario that is increasingly irrelevant due to the urban landscape's transformation. The once reliable connections and methodologies have become obsolete in a world where individuals have defied conventional expectations. The chosen ones have transcended the constraints of the past, emerging with a newfound clarity and independence from the manipulative strategies that once held sway. It has been observed that the efforts of manipulators, flatterers, and those who sought to control the chosen have proven unsuccessful. This has led to a state of disorientation, wherein the manipulators have come to recognize that their methods are no longer effective. This shift has caused them discomfort, as it is not merely a matter of the chosen one's resistance to the tactics employed by the manipulators, but also the realization on the part of the manipulators themselves of the superficiality of these tactics. Consequently, those who relied on manipulation find themselves in a state of imbalance, questioning the rationale behind their actions. The efficacy of certain maneuvers is suddenly called into question. Those previously targeted find themselves in an unwelcome and disconcerting position. The very tactics that once attracted people are now causing them to depart. The chosen one's perspicuity and fortitude serve as a protective barrier, and the manipulators confront an unpalatable truth: their power was illusory, akin to a house of cards. With the loss of their available stratagems, they observe the imminent collapse of their facade. Karma manifests instantaneously, yielding immediate repercussions. The concept of karma has traditionally been characterized by its unobtrusive and gradual nature. The efficacy of certain actions is suddenly called into question. Those who have previously engaged in disrespectful, abusive, or dismissive behaviors towards the chosen are now facing the consequences of their actions. The tactics that once proved effective are no longer effective, and the chosen one's clarity and resilience have become a source of strength. The manipulators, who believed their power to be unassailable, are now facing the prospect of failure. The house of cards that was their power has now collapsed, and they are watching it fall apart before their eyes. Karma, in real time, provides immediate intangible consequences. It has always been a force that moves slowly, but its effects were not immediately apparent. Some believed that they could evade or manipulate it, or ignore it altogether. However, the tables have turned, and karma is moving rapidly, striking with sudden and unexpected force rather than gradually and subtly as it once did. The chosen ones are now facing the consequences of their actions. The prevailing belief that the consequences of one's actions would eventually be revealed has been dispelled. It has become increasingly evident that these consequences are no longer as subtle as they once were. The speed of karma has undergone a transformation, becoming both immediate and fierce. Those who have previously disregarded, mistreated, or doubted the chosen ones are now facing the consequences of their actions. To these consequences are becoming evident almost instantaneously, often without the subjects realizing what is transpiring. The phenomenon can be likened to a cosmic boomerang, as the subject's negativity, once projected, is returning with greater velocity and intensity than anticipated. A notable aspect of this phenomenon is its increasing clarity. The chosen ones, however, seem unaware of this development. It is evident that the process of justice is becoming more discernible. Those who have been accused of negative actions are now observing the consequences of their actions. They are witnessing others who have attempted to discredit them falter and confront the consequences of their own actions. This phenomenon can be described as a form of immediate and direct retaliation. It is a new type of justice that is difficult to ignore. It is imperative to acknowledge the paradigm shift in the dynamics of karma, where the concept of waiting has become obsolete. The phenomenon can be observed as individuals who have sought to hinder the progress of others encounter their own shortcomings and struggles. This phenomenon can be characterized as a form of unfiltered and indiscriminate retaliation, which is undeniable and profoundly impactful. The tables have turned so completely that individuals are finally realizing the futility of evading their actions. It appears that karma has accelerated its course to align with the awakening of the chosen ones, moving swiftly to address the evolving energy landscape. The paradigm shift has led to a notable change in the dynamics of interpersonal relationships, with individuals who previously felt invincible now facing the consequences of their actions. The concept of energy vampires has gained significant traction, referring to individuals who are believed to thrive on draining the energy of others. These vampires have been observed to latch on to individuals with high energy, taking without giving, and feeding off attention, positivity, and even the smallest acts of kindness. For a considerable period, they were able to operate undetected, moving from person to person and leaving their victims feeling exhausted and depleted. However, the tables have turned, and those who were once easy targets are no longer as susceptible. Consequently, the energy vampires are now facing starvation. The shift in perspective did not occur instantaneously. The designated individuals began to become cognizant of the underlying patterns, and they were able to identify the energy vampires before they could establish a close proximity. They developed the capacity to establish boundaries, to articulate a refusal without feelings of guilt, and to safeguard their energy with determination. This novel awareness engendered an impenetrable shield around them, an invulnerable boundary that repels. The transition was not immediate. The selected individuals began to become conscious of the patterns and identify the energy vampires before they could gain proximity. They learned to establish boundaries, to say no without guilt, and to protect their energy with determination. This new awareness created a shield around them, an impenetrable boundary that repels anyone attempting to take without giving back. Consequently, the energy vampires are now confronted with a predicament. They are finding themselves ignored, dismissed, and excluded by those they once perceived as easy prey. The energy vampires are now in a state of desperation for the sustenance they once took for granted. However, they are finding themselves empty-handed. They are compelled to confront their personal deficiencies, acknowledging the futility of draining the vitality of others. This realization marks a significant psychological shift, as energy vampires are unable to continue exploiting the positive energy of their surroundings. The tables have turned, and the chosen ones have emerged stronger than ever, no longer dependent on external sources for their sustenance. The dynamics of reciprocity and the energy expenditure associated with these interactions have been rendered obsolete. The chosen ones are compelled to confront their internal void, a consequence of their inability to draw sustenance from the collective energy of others. They are confronted with a sobering realization that they can no longer engage in the futile cycle of reciprocity. This realization marks the culmination of their journey, as they are no longer able to engage in the self-serving behavior that was once a hallmark of their existence. They are now left to grapple with their own deficiencies, recognizing the profound impact they once exerted on others. This acknowledgement serves as a pivotal awakening, allowing the chosen ones to move forward with a sense of liberation, liberated from the exhausting influence of those who, in their pursuit of personal gain, failed to contribute to the collective good. 5. The silent power of remaining unfazed. The chosen ones have often been the subjects of misinterpretation. While others conformed to popular opinion, the chosen ones charted their own course, perceiving aspects that others overlooked. They were often labeled as eccentric or overly intense, as their behavior defied comprehension. However, as the paradigm shifts, their true nature is beginning to manifest. The notion of the chosen ones has long been shrouded in enigma, their true nature veiled from the masses. These individuals, once ostracized for their unconventional ways, have now become the subject of widespread curiosity. Their unique perspective, characterized by an ability to see what others overlook, has emerged as a crucial factor in the shifting paradigm. It has become evident that this peculiarity, long perceived as a defect, was in fact an asset, providing a profound sense of stability and insight. The tables have turned, and the world is beginning to perceive the world through the lens provided by these chosen ones. This transformation is not merely a random occurrence, it is a reflection of a profound shift in the global landscape. The world is undergoing a metamorphosis, and it is prompting a shift in the perception of these chosen ones, who have always been at the forefront of societal change. The prevailing social order is undergoing a paradigm shift, prompting a shift in the collective mindset of individuals and groups. The conventional wisdom, illusions of power, and unquestioning adherence to trends are no longer sufficient to satisfy the populace. There is a growing recognition of the inherent flaws in long-held beliefs, leading to a search for authenticity, stability, and veracity. The chosen ones, who were previously labeled as eccentric or overly contemplative, have gained recognition for their perspective, which has now gained widespread acceptance. Individuals are questioning established norms and seeking answers in previously overlooked domains. In this process, they are turning to the chosen ones for guidance, recognizing that their unconventional thinking was, in fact, ahead of the curve, a moment of validation that has been long overdue. Those who were once disregarded are now regarded for their insight, and the very individuals who previously judged them are now expressing interest, curiosity, and even a modicum of humility. The chosen ones are not seeking to claim credit for their foresight, rather, they are committed to assisting others in awakening and gaining clarity. However, it is important to note that the tables have turned, and the world is finally catching up to the vision that the chosen ones had all along. The sixth element is the misfit, who is now the blueprint. For years, society cast chosen ones aside, labeling them as misfits for not fitting into the mold. These chosen ones saw the world differently, questioned what others took at face value, and held on to an inner authenticity that didn't. The paradigm shift in societal attitudes has resulted in a newfound admiration for the distinctive qualities of these individuals, who have long been regarded as misfits. These individuals, often referred to as number 6, have been characterized as the epitome of authenticity, a quality that was previously seen as a liability. Their ability to challenge the status quo and question the accepted norms has made them role models for many, who now seek to emulate their unique qualities. These qualities, such as depth, independence, and resilience, have become the very essence that society now seeks. The chosen one's ability to challenge the status quo and question the accepted norms has led to their emergence as role models, a transformation that has been long awaited and now being embraced. Society has long marginalized those who refuse to conform, branding them as misfits and outcasts. However, a paradigm shift is evident, with these very qualities, their depth, independence, and resilience becoming the very thing people aspire to emulate. It is evident that this defiance was not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to fortitude. Society is beginning to recognize that its pursuit of conformity has led to a state of ennui and discontent. In contrast, the chosen ones have always adhered to their own moral compass, unshackled by societal constraints. It is intriguing to note that while society may admire these qualities, it is unable to emulate them. The chosen one's refusal to conform is not indicative of weakness, rather, it is a manifestation of strength. Individuals often perceive a lack of fulfillment and satisfaction in their lives, attributing this sense of discontent to an inability to conform to societal expectations. The chosen ones, however, have always lived according to their own principles, unencumbered by the constraints imposed by societal pressures. It is noteworthy that while society may hold these qualities in high regard, replicating them is not a simple feat. The chosen one's authenticity and courage have not been shaped by the pursuit of trends or external validation. Instead, these qualities have been forged through a commitment to an arduous and often solitary path, one characterized by an unwavering commitment to their own principles, regardless of the personal sacrifices involved. Consequently, while others may seek to emulate the external attributes of the chosen ones, they are often deficient in the internal journey and self. The chosen one's authenticity and courage are not easily replicable. They did not become who they are by following trends or chasing approval. Rather, they became who they are through their authenticity and courage. This cannot be copied. It is the result of walking a difficult path, often alone, and staying true to themselves, no matter the cost. Thus, while others may try to mimic the chosen one's outward traits, they lack the inner journey and self-awareness that make those traits genuine. Now, the world watches, admires, and even tries to emulate these misfits. However, the truth is that one cannot fake what is real. The tables have indeed turned, and the misfits are no longer just tolerated, they are setting the standard. While society may want to follow in their footsteps, only the chosen ones know the way. The seventh number is undeniable presence. Chosen ones cannot be ignored anymore. There is something unmistakable about the presence of a chosen one. Before they say a word, people can feel their energy shift. The room is notable for its absence of ostentation and its emphasis on subdued yet discernible attributes. The chosen ones exhibit a quiet confidence, a steady gaze, and a purposeful bearing. For an extended period, others sought to either ignore or overshadow this presence, attributing it to arrogance or peculiarity. However, a shift has occurred, and this energy is no longer merely noticed, but rather respected. Individuals perceive that the chosen ones are distinct because they do not require external validation. They do not enter a room seeking approval, they enter with an awareness of their identity and contributions. This self-assuredness is a rare phenomenon, especially in a world where many individuals seek attention through performance. The chosen ones, however, do not employ forceful means to exert their influence. Nevertheless, their presence alone serves to recalibrate the dynamics in their surroundings. People find themselves listening more intently, noticing more keenly, and almost compelled to respond to this undeniable energy. What is happening now is that those who once dismissed or overlooked the chosen ones are drawn to them, even if they do not fully understand why. There is a magnetic quality about someone who knows their purpose, and it is unnecessary to promulgate this fact extensively. The chosen ones have no interest in dominating anyone. They are simply authentically themselves. Ironically, this authenticity holds more power than any title or outward display ever could. The tables have turned, and people are beginning to understand that this presence cannot be faked. It is the rare alignment of inner peace, purpose, and resilience. The chosen one's influence does not need validation, and now even those who once doubted them feel the undeniable shift whenever they are near number 8. The chosen ones have emerged as catalysts for truth, metamorphosing the atmosphere in their presence with an almost imperceptible yet potent effect. Their presence is accompanied by an electric tension, a sense that a significant occurrence is imminent. As they enter, the layers of deception begin to peel away, unveiling what has been lurking beneath the surface. Hidden intentions, once masked by niceties and social facades, become susceptible to the penetrating gaze of the chosen. It is as if their mere presence. This phenomenon can be likened to a truth serum, compelling individuals to confront realities that have been either disregarded or concealed. The dynamics have undergone a notable shift, with the formerly marginalized and disregarded individuals now emerging as the catalysts for truth. This transformation is not merely a matter of exposing falsehoods, it is about cultivating an environment where authenticity prevails. Their presence exudes a purity that discloses falsehoods and highlights the inconsistencies that often escape scrutiny. In their presence, whispers of the chosen ones, formerly marginalized and disregarded, have become catalysts for truth. This phenomenon is not merely about identifying lies, it is about fostering an environment where authenticity prevails. Their energy is characterized by a purity that disrupts falsehoods and draws attention to the inconsistencies that often go unnoticed. In their presence, whispers of dishonesty grow louder, and the facade that many wear crumbles under the weight of scrutiny. Individuals find themselves at a crossroads when chosen ones are present. They can no longer maintain their illusions or evade uncomfortable questions. The chosen ones don't need to raise their voices to be heard, their authenticity speaks volumes, which can be disconcerting for those who have relied on pretense. Suddenly, the truth that once felt safe in shadows is exposed, forcing everyone to reckon with it. This phenomenon is not merely about identifying lies, it is about creating an environment where authenticity prevails. This phenomenon is not merely an individual experience, but rather, a collective awakening. As the fabrications begin to unravel, others observe the fortitude required to be genuine. The chosen ones are not merely disrupting the status quo, they are igniting a movement towards honesty and integrity. People begin to recognize the power of authenticity and commence the process of shedding their own masks, inspired by the chosen one's authenticity. In a world weary of deception and fatigued from superficiality, the chosen one's genuine presence serves as a beacon, illuminating the path towards truth and integrity. The phenomenon of the chosen ones is not merely a personal experience, it is a collective awakening. As the lies begin to unravel, others witness the courage it takes to be genuine. The chosen ones are not merely disrupting the status quo, they are igniting a movement towards honesty and integrity. People start to recognize the power of being true to themselves and begin to shed their own masks, inspired by the authenticity radiating from the chosen ones. In a world tired of deception and exhausted from surface-level interactions, the presence of chosen ones becomes a refreshing force. They don't just speak truth, they embody it, serving as a mirror that reflects what's real. And as the lies crumble, a new foundation built on transparency and authenticity emerges, led by those who dared to be different. Number 9. Boundaries have become barriers against low vibrations. The era of chosen ones being dragged into the chaos of others' trivialities is over. They have mastered the art of setting boundaries that act as shields. These boundaries serve as a bulwark against low vibrations, repelling any forces that threaten their peace and vibrational integrity. This phenomenon is not merely about isolation, it is about elevation. In the context of transformation, the chosen ones have delineated a clear demarcation between that which uplifts them and that which drags them down. They have come to realize that not everyone merits a seat at their table, and this awareness has profoundly influenced their interaction with the world. These boundaries are not merely defensive mechanisms, they are potent declarations of self. The chosen ones have developed the capacity to repel anything that threatens their peace and vibrational integrity. This process does not entail isolation, rather, it is an act of elevation. When the tables have turned, the chosen ones have drawn a line in the sand, thereby creating a clear demarcation between that which uplifts them and that which drags them down. They have come to realize that not everyone deserves a seat at their table, and this awareness has transformed how they interact with the world. These boundaries are not merely defensive mechanisms, they are powerful declarations of self-respect. Chosen ones have learned to identify the energies and influences that disrupt their flow and diminish their light. By establishing firm limits, they have become nearly impenetrable to the low vibrations that once siphoned their energy. Those who thrived on chaos, drama, or negativity now find themselves at a distance, unable to breach the protective walls built from self-awareness and self-respect. The chosen ones have developed the capacity to discern the energies and influences that disrupt their flow and diminish their light. By establishing firm limits, they have become nearly impenetrable to the low vibrations that once siphoned their energy. Those who thrived on chaos, drama, or negativity now find themselves at a distance, unable to breach the protective walls built from self-awareness and self-worth. When chaos attempts to creep back in, the chosen ones do not feel guilty for saying no. They understand that preserving their peace is paramount. Their boundaries send a clear message: the chosen ones are no longer available for the emotional games or toxic patterns that once defined their interactions. This newfound strength has a ripple effect. As they stand firm, others around them begin to recognize the importance of setting their own boundaries, learning that it is perfectly acceptable to guard their energy. The beauty of this shift is that it fosters healthier relationships. The phenomenon of elevated vibrations has been demonstrated to facilitate the establishment of profound connections. When low vibrations are obstructed, the resultant space enables the unobstructed flow of higher energies. Those who have been selected become agents for positivity and authenticity, attracting those who resonate with their elevated frequency. The paradigm shift that has occurred is characterized by the transition from tolerance of chaos to the attraction of alignment and harmony. In a world where those who have been selected once felt compelled to conform or accommodate, they now confidently assert their truth. The barriers that they have erected are not intended to isolate themselves, but rather to signal to others the importance of self. It is imperative to show deference to those who, in the past, engendered disorder. These individuals find themselves incapable of breaching these boundaries, while the chosen ones maintain their composure and stand firmly, unapologetically aligned with their authentic selves. As these chosen ones ascend, an intriguing phenomenon manifests. Individuals begin to disclose their genuine dispositions, often more rapidly than they perceive. It is as if the mere presence of a chosen one functions as a truth detector. This phenomenon can be described as a truth detector, which has the ability to unveil hidden intentions and unspoken thoughts with ease. In the presence of those who operate on a higher vibrational plane, individuals often become unguarded, as they no longer need to adhere to social niceties or crafted personas. The tables have turned, and the masks that once shielded their authentic selves are starting to slip away. This revelation is not something the chosen ones seek out. It happens naturally when people encounter those who operate on a higher vibrational plane. When individuals encounter others who embody authenticity and purpose, an unmistakable shift in energy occurs. The act of pretense becomes cumbersome, and the need to impress dissipates. The resulting revelation is that a raw, unfiltered version of reality is preferable. Chosen ones possess an uncanny ability to inspire honesty, often making others feel seen and safe enough to shed their facades. Conversations deepen, and superficial exchanges give way to genuine dialogue, exposing the heart. The encounter with a person who is genuine and purposeful can elicit a profound response in others. This encounter can be disconcerting for those who are not accustomed to such scrutiny, yet it can also be liberating. It can facilitate the shedding of outdated patterns and behaviors. The energy in the room undergoes a palpable shift, and the desire to impress dissipates. The chosen ones possess an uncanny ability to inspire honesty, often making others feel seen and safe enough to shed their facades. Conversations deepen, and superficial interactions give way to genuine dialogue that exposes the heart of the matter. It is fascinating to witness how quickly people's defenses crumble. Those who once wore masks of indifference or insincerity find it increasingly difficult to maintain their charades in the light of such authenticity. Beneath the layers of politeness and social conditioning, their true thoughts and feelings bubble to the surface, whether they intend to or not. Some may express envy, admiration, or even discomfort at being confronted with a reality they've long avoided. The chosen ones don't need to lecture or criticize. Their presence alone prompts introspection and honesty in others. This unveiling can be disconcerting for those unaccustomed to such scrutiny, but it's also liberating. It allows for the shedding of outdated patterns. This process of self-discovery and interpersonal growth is facilitated by the chosen one's presence, which, in and of itself, is a catalyst for change. As individuals confront their authentic selves and engage with others in a more authentic manner, their relationships evolve, and truths emerge. The chosen ones serve as mirrors, reflecting not just the authenticity of others but also the areas where they might be hiding. This dynamic creates a space for growth and transformation, allowing individuals to evolve and connect with others on a deeper level. In this environment, relationships evolve as individuals confront their authentic selves and engage with one another in ways that resonate on a deeper level. As masks fall away and truths emerge, chosen ones become mirrors reflecting not just the authenticity of others, but also the areas where they might still be hiding. This dynamic creates a space for transformation where individuals are encouraged to step into their own authenticity. The chosen ones, simply by being who they are, catalyze a movement towards transparency, making it clear that operating from a higher plane not only reveals truth but also fosters genuine connection. The world becomes a more authentic place, one unfiltered conversation at a time. Number 11. The unshakable calm exhibited by the chosen ones has been observed to have a profound effect on those who oppose them, often leading to a state of mental distress. The chosen ones radiate a serene disposition that is both alluring and disarming, a manifestation of a tranquil strength that is profoundly impactful. This profound serenity, emanating from within, engenders an atmosphere of unshakable composure. This disposition is not merely a facade or a superficial manifestation of confidence. Rather, it is deeply rooted in an introspective understanding of oneself and one's purpose, so profound that it can prove challenging for those seeking to disrupt one's peace. When confronted with this calm, enemies are often driven to the brink, finding themselves unable to penetrate the serenity that envelopes the chosen ones. In a world often characterized by chaos, the chosen ones serve as bulwarks of resilience. Their calm serves as a psychological barrier against the storms of negativity and hostility. When confronted with adversity, the chosen ones do not react impulsively or become agitated. Instead, they pause, assess the situation, and respond with clarity. This ability to maintain composure in the face of turmoil conveys a powerful message: they are not easily influenced or manipulated. The very essence of their tranquility disrupts the plans of those who thrive on creating discord, leaving enemies feeling powerless and frustrated. This unshakable calm is unsettling for those who thrive on chaos. Enemies frequently anticipate a reaction, a vulnerability, or an opportunity to exploit a moment of weakness. However, the chosen ones appear to maintain composure, unperturbed by external pressures. This serenity not only reinforces their own sense of well-being but also serves as a source of strength for those in their proximity. In the presence of such tranquility, those driven by chaos are compelled to confront their own inner turmoil, a confrontation that often proves overwhelming. As the tables are turned, the power dynamic shifts, and the chosen ones become the epicenter of the storm, embodying calm amidst chaos and resilience. In the face of life's challenges, this serenity exerts a contagious effect, inspiring others to seek their own tranquility. It serves as an invitation to transcend the clamor of the world and enter a domain of inner stability. Ultimately, the unshakable calm of the chosen ones reveals a fundamental truth: true strength does not lie in loudness or aggression, but in the ability to remain centered and unyielding. This realization is sufficient to drive enemies to madness, as they grapple with their inability to break the peace that is built on resilience and unwavering self. The concept of acceptance is demonstrated by the composed demeanor exhibited by the chosen ones, which serves as a poignant reminder that regardless of external turbulence, an individual's inner fortitude remains inviolable. The cosmos now appears to endorse each stride taken by these chosen individuals, who have transitioned into a remarkable phase where each action is met with uninhibited approval. It is as if the very fabric of the universe itself has unfurled a signifying green light, signifying unhindered passage for these chosen ones. The chosen ones have achieved a state of acceptance, characterized by a sense of calm and ease. This acceptance serves as a powerful reminder that, despite external challenges, one's inner strength remains inviolate. The universe now appears to be supportive of every step forward taken by the chosen ones. These individuals have entered an extraordinary phase, where every action appears to be met with unreserved approval. It is as if the universe itself has rolled out a red carpet, cheering them on as they embark on their chosen path. The days of struggling against the current are behind them. They are now riding a wave of energy that not only supports their journey but also propels them forward with remarkable force. This momentum can be likened to being on a divine roller coaster, characterized by its thrilling, unpredictable, and filled with unexpected highs. The chosen ones are navigating their purpose with the support of the universe, which is providing them with synchronicities and opportunities that seem almost too good to be true. This phenomenon can be likened to a divine roller coaster, characterized by its thrilling, unpredictable, and unexpected nature. While the chosen ones are effortlessly navigating their journey, those in opposition are struggling to do so. The contrast between those who are thriving and those who are struggling can be humorous, as illustrated by the image of the chosen ones effortlessly gliding along, sunglasses on, sipping cosmic smoothies, while those in opposition are furiously splashing about, gasping for air. In this paradigm, those who oppose the chosen ones find themselves in a state of profound difficulty, akin to swimming against a force that seems to resist all efforts to be overcome. This state of opposition is not merely a matter of physical exertion, it is a metaphor for the struggle to maintain one's equilibrium in a rapidly changing world. Those who choose to align with the prevailing forces, on the other hand, find themselves in a state of relative ease, able to navigate the challenges of their environment with relative ease. Their actions, though not necessarily aligned with the needs of the opposition, have a ripple effect that can be beneficial to all parties involved. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, responds to these actions in kind, providing opportunities and aligning synchronicities that seem, in their abundance, to be too good to be true. Indeed, those who adhere to outdated beliefs and negative energy may find themselves in a state of stagnation, observing as the universe rewards the chosen ones simply for their authenticity. In this new paradigm, the chosen ones are the ones who truly benefit from the universe, as they are the ones who are receptive to the synchronicities and opportunities that life presents. In this paradigm, the universe does not merely serve as a passive observer, rather, it functions as an enthusiastic cheerleader, offering encouragement and support to those who are chosen. This phenomenon can be likened to having access to an infinite supply of cosmic luck and guidance, while those who voice disapproval are left to grapple with the apparent lack of success in their endeavors. Ultimately, the tables have turned, and the universe has made its choice. This cosmic alliance flourishes. This phenomenon is characterized by authenticity, purpose, and a distinctive luster that distinguishes them from the rest. Consequently, while the chosen ones effortlessly navigate their destinies, those who oppose them find themselves in a state of both admiration and exasperation. It is evident that the chosen ones possess a unique connection with the universe, one that facilitates effortless navigation of life's challenges. As we traverse this transformative era, it becomes evident that the chosen ones they stand at the vanguard of a transformative movement, beckoning us to redefine our realities and embrace the truth of our existence. The tables have indeed turned, revealing a landscape where authenticity reigns supreme and the universe aligns itself with those brave enough to step into their power. This is a striking reminder that every choice we make, these decisions carry the potential to resonate across dimensions, influencing not only our lives but also the collective consciousness of humanity. This journey is not merely personal, it is a collective awakening. The presence of the chosen ones disrupts old paradigms, shatters illusions, and compels us to confront our own shadows with unwavering calm and authentic energy. This phenomenon serves as a catalyst for introspection, prompting us to reevaluate our convictions, challenge our perceived limitations, and ultimately reclaim our truths. It is a clarion call for all of us to ascend from the mundane to transcend the trivial distractions that have kept us ensnared in fear and doubt. The universe, now a fervent ally, encourages us to embrace our unique paths with courage and tenacity. It whispers in our ears, urging us to take action. It is imperative to trust the process, recognize our interconnection within the universal fabric, and acknowledge the transformative power that lies within each of us. The chosen ones serve as guiding lights, illuminating the path forward and underscoring our capacity to shape our realities and the significance of our voices. In a world that often fosters conformity and fear, the chosen ones challenge us to embrace our individuality and the power that lies within. The chosen ones serve as beacons, illuminating the way forward and reminding us that we are capable of shaping our realities and that our voices matter. In a world that often thrives on conformity and fear, they challenge us to embrace our individuality and authenticity. As we witness their rise, we must also recognize that we, too, possess the power to rewrite our narratives and redefine the terms of engagement in our lives. The real question now is whether we will join them. Will we allow the universal support to propel us toward our destinies, or will we linger in the shadows, forever bound by the limitations? The decision is imminent, and the cosmos is observing. Each individual has the capacity to forge their own destiny, to carve out a unique path that aligns with their deepest aspirations. In this moment, we stand at a juncture where we can either follow in the footsteps of those who have blazed a trail, or we can ignite the spark of our own potential and create a world that mirrors our deepest truths. The process is not merely a matter of arithmetic, but rather, it is an opportunity to awaken, to rise, and to shape a reality that reflects our highest values. It is time to acknowledge the decisions we have made, and the consequences of those decisions. The universe is observing, waiting for each of us to take bold steps into the unknown. As those who have chosen to blaze new trails, we should not only acknowledge their journey, but also ignite the spark within ourselves. This is the moment to awaken, rise, and create a world that reflects our highest truths. The process is not just adding, it is exploding with infinite possibilities. Will you be part of this extraordinary equation? The choice is yours, and the universe is ready to support every step you take. If you have enjoyed exploring this journey with us and want to stay on the pulse of these transformative ideas, then why not subscribe to our channel? Join a community of fellow seekers who are the universe presents a myriad of possibilities, and the decision to pursue them lies with the individual. Those who have found value in this journey and wish to remain informed of new ideas are encouraged to subscribe to the channel. By doing so, Individuals can access a wealth of insights, inspiration, and discussions that challenge the status quo. Subscribers will receive notifications of new content, which is designed to broaden perspectives and stimulate curiosity. By subscribing, you will have access to a wealth of insights, inspiration, and discussions that challenge the status quo. You will be among the first to receive new content designed to elevate your consciousness and spark your curiosity. You will become part of an engaging community where ideas are shared, support is offered, and growth is cultivated collectively. This is akin to having a backstage pass to your own personal awakening. Therefore, it is advisable to take action without hesitation. Continue this momentum by subscribing now. Together, we will navigate the fascinating intersections of truth, purpose, and authenticity. It is certain that you will find the forthcoming content to be of significant interest.